Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to the canteen. It's a little dark in here, so I'm gonna turn on the light. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi, see how everybody's doing. Checking in with y'all. I'm sitting in my kitchen. It's a beautiful day outside. Took the dog for a very long walk today. He turned 3 months old yesterday, so his walks are going from a mile to a mile and a half, 2 miles now. And he comes home, eats his breakfast, falls asleep, wakes up a couple hours later, full of piss and vinegar. So, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Mando rumors. Apparently, Doomcock did look it up, and basically, this is all I get from it. Pedro Pascal didn't go to Kennedy. He went to George Lucas. George Lucas, of course, has been helping write the scripts. He is listed on IMDb as one of the writers. He was on the set one day. Pascal went to George and said, "Hey, I want more time without the mask." And, you know, Favreau and Filoni were like, "Leave." And he left. So what's going on from what, and this is grain of salt, great big, humongous, brick of sodium. Hey, Sky Talker, you know, what you can think of, what he's basically doing what he's been doing, dubbing the lines, and someone else, because it's always been someone else in the suit, is in the suit. There you go. Actors, a lot of actors have always been very egotistical, if you know what I mean. Very full of themselves. You know, Jack Nicholson, Marlon Brando, just, when you look at some of the behaviors, Joan Crawford, back in the old days, Betty Davis, real sort of divas and divos. There you go. Pascal, who I had never heard of until he played Mando, isn't exactly up there with those stars. So I'm like going, who the do you think you are? Okay, and that's pretty convinced that that's what Filoni and Favreau said. Who the fuck do you think you are? All right, we're not concerned with seeing your face. Do what you're contracted to do. So he's just gonna go back and doing what he's doing, dub the lines, and somebody else is gonna wear the suit. This is the big deal. This was the big speculation Grace Randolph put out there. I mean, if it's true. Hey Dave, how you doing? Dave Pensack in the house, everybody. So anyway, let's move forward. I talked with John, you guys know the Star Wars dad, about some stuff, and everything's gone silent, absolutely quiet. And it's because the feds are now involved. Oh, I told you guys, this is a rumor, strictly with a grain of salt. I believe it because this source is never wrong. The feds showed up wanting to see at Disney's main office, wanting to see the financials Disney had. Okay, now you guys remember, they do have an SEC complaint. And the fact that the Federal Trade Commission is now looking at them. Okay, a lot of stuff's going down. So the Disney side is quiet. And of course, there was the rumor that DOJ had all the top executives lined up to talk about China. Oh, and this came over. They're about ready to open up the Hong Kong park. I would be looking, if I were them, to divest myself of Hong Kong. My opinion only. So anyway, I just kind of want to put that out there. There's absolutely been no rumor, no more news on Kennedy, or anything. It's all Mando. And to be honest, I really do think this rumor that and I like Grace Randolph, I respect her a lot. She was put out there for the simple reason is to get people to get interested in the Mandalorian. And it's like, why would you do that? We're gonna watch it anyway, all right? I mean, we're gonna see it anyway. So, hello George, how you doing? And so I'm just like, And I said before in the video about Pascal, you know, I don't know who he is. He's playing a guy whose tradition, who grew up in a tradition that they never remove their masks in front of people that they don't know. I mean, and you know, it, you would think, you guys, you would think that they would have told him, and a lot of people have made comments on that he knew that was part of the deal. So I'm like, it's not like I said, he's not Jack Nicholson, he's not Harrison Ford. He can't, demand things of these of the directors and the producers because he's not them. I mean, he's replaceable. Okay, what else is going on? And okay, the silence, probably because, at least on Disney's part, and with Lucasfilm, it's like been, and it really kind of kills any the fact that he didn't go to Kennedy. Again, proves that she's not involved at all with any of this. I mean, I would think between me, you guys, and the brick wall, that she would just resign. They could give her a float. She could go off on a parade. Or as Stephanie Kenobi says, put her, Gucci sunglasses on and do a girl bye. Do a girl bye. Hello, Birdie. What? Pascal? My dog could play the part. Kojak could play the part. My horse could play the part. I mean, he's playing a character that wears a mask. I mean, so, is he crying? He's crying now. The thing, I'm going to tell you something, guys, about Shiloh Shepherds. If you turn your back on them, they will start tearing up your house. So he gets to spend a lot of time in his kennel right now because he is an exploratory dog. And he not only tears stuff up, he pees on the floor. He goes off on his own and goes. So when he comes out of his kennel, he goes straight outside. And if he comes back inside, he stays on the leash and we play. He goes back in his kennel. Or he goes back outside and then goes back in his kennel. Because I am sick of it. And he's got to stop that. And he's going to be big. I mean, he's a big boy. But he's mad at me. And I don't really care. He gets more than his own fair share of attention. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So what about this Kennedy stuff? Still no announcement. I'm like, and this is either good or bad. But the way, again, we all have to remember the way Disney does their business is to keep everything hidden under a ton of stuff and then announce something and what they announce is literally nothing that's happening. Okay, it's literally nothing that's really going on. Like with the Leslie Headland thing, if you remember when she was signed to do that TV show. That was Kennedy's reaction to Lucas basically running The Mandalorian. And, apparently she called Bob Iger, or was it, I'm going to say it was Iger, but I suspect it might have been Chapek at that point, and asked to want to talk about the scripts for Mandalorian Season 3, Mandalorian 4, Mandalorian Season 3. And Chapek said George and Dave and John are already working on it, and she, hey, Pocket, how you doing? George, Dave, and John are already doing it. And she lost her shit. This nonsense is going to end or I'm going to burn it all down. She went Hillary Clinton on him. Well, then we got Leslie Headland. And her show will never see the light of day. All right. I mean, my dog could direct a show for Lucasfilm before she'll ever see anything. But now we got, but the weird thing about it is, I don't know if you guys heard this, but I think Clownfish TV reported this, that an internal memo went through Universal saying that they were going to start more diversity, more sensitivity stuff, hiring quotas were going to be enacted, basically not hiring people because they're good at their jobs, but because they need 5 black people in this, or 3 Asians, 2 black people, blah blah blah, which is racism if you think about it. It also, you end up getting people who aren't qualified for a job, screwing up the job, and you know, getting fired, which is, I'm going to say this right now. That's why Carrie Hart left Lucasfilm. Okay. She was a diversity hire. And you could just see she didn't know what the hell she was doing. And she looked at Star Wars as her own little political soapbox. And they fired her. And now, from what I can gather, she's working for Ryan Johnson now, which is, she belongs there. Go. No one's going to watch your shit. Okay. And that's, so that's happening at Universal, okay? But again, Doomcock reported that, a memo went out. I really wish we could get a hold of these memos, because then we'd actually have a piece of evidence, that Disney said, Disney Corporation Disney is a corporation, that is built on making money. This is a for-profit company. I thought they all were. If I was, but see, here's again, the Comcast owns Universal. Well, if that's the case, maybe they feel like they can afford to be, explore the diversity world. I'm pretty sure Bob Chapek is like, go right on ahead and do that. We'll see how successful you are. Because I really don't see how this is gonna help them in any way, shape, or form. But that's just me. I'm, just kind of doing, yeah, please hit the like button, please, guys. That's just me. Anyway, other than that, really nothing else to report. Really weird going on Twitter. Kevin Scott, the first writer up for the High Republic, was wishing that he could be part of another Star Wars project, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know I can't remember what that project was, but I remember going off on him. It's pretty, to me, that says a lot about the writers that have been hired for the High Republic, if they're not being brought back. There's such a dearth of information right now. We can't really see where everything's going anymore. Doomcock hasn't talked about any of the things with Kennedy. Well, there isn't, if they're qualified. But when they start putting quotas in, the merit, what I'm talking about is merit, is not something that the HR people, which is the lowest form of in a company, the HR people aren't looking for that. They don't, they're not looking for the qualifications, and hiring people on talent and merit, and if they're qualified. Ask Cameron Pasha, he'll tell you. They'll get people because of their black, white, red, yellow, purple charter spots, put them in a place they don't belong, and then they fail. And usually the boss blames them and they get fired, not the boss. Okay? You can't run a company like that. You can't, I think probably, and what's really disappointing is when you look at the U.S. military, the Army now hires or puts people in positions because of race and gender, rather. Are they good officers? Are they good NCOs? Which I think is wrong on steroids. And I gotta tell you, I knew a lot of NCOs that were not white. They were black or Hispanic. And they were very, very good in the Marine Corps. Very, very good. Very, very solid. But they earned it. They earned their position. Okay. And that's the difference. Hiring people who earn that spot you're hiring them for, and hiring people because, you know, we have these 10 slots, we need 3 black people. There they are. Are they gonna succeed or fail? I don't know. Okay. I'm, you know, and it's when you talk to minorities who also hate the quota system, who also hate that affirmative action, they're getting shortchanged. Okay, they're the ones getting truly shortchanged. Okay, because you put people in a position and they're not ready for it. They're not sufficiently trained for it. Okay, and it happens everywhere. I mean, it really, really does. But we're going back to Disney, so really, I don't really think anything else. I can't really think of anything else to really that's really going on. I mean, it's just been, quiet. It's too quiet. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Happy fall. Hey, it's the first day of fall, my favorite time of year. So anyway, yesterday, yeah, I got done reading Honor Among Thieves. And I kind of want to tell you guys, it's a good book. In fact, I think Alora Baga, OG Star Wars Legends gal, yeah, you're right, Pocket. And it's a really, really, really good book, and I suggest it highly. Go to Amazon and buy it. $8, you can get it. And the reason simply is this: it's got everything you think an SJW would like. 2 very strong women. Yes, there were strong women in the OT, not just Leia, Mon Mothma, and Padme, but this spy named Scarlet Hark that Han had to go find, and he ends up getting her out of a mess, and then she reveals that Leia is in serious trouble, so they go back to save her, and it's sort of this crazy. You can't sit down and relax for more than a second story, and I think it'd be a great movie. I mean, that's my opinion. I really think it would be a great movie. So, there you go. I don't, it's Honor Among Thieves is a very, very, very good story. And what's interesting is that the author, and I can't remember his name, and you think I would remember it, but I can't, actually sort of followed along with my ideas of the way Solo is, because Luke is in the story, but it's from Han's point of view, so his point of view of talking to Luke, talking to Leia, Luke is very young, he's very callow, he's very naive about the world yet. He is, yet to fly off and meet Master Yoda. He has yet to have a failure, a true failure. And then, of course, Han with Leia. So, and one of my favorite lines in the whole book, and Han doesn't explore it, but you can see it. Scarlet says the princess is a lucky lady, and Han's like, because her planet got blown up, and he's listing all the bad that happened. Scarlet never answers. You know what she's saying? You got that right? Yeah, you know what she's saying. So there you go. It's a really good book, and I highly recommend it if you want to explore Luke and Leia from Han Solo's point of view. It's an excellent book, and there are a couple of funny lines, and there are a couple of funny moments, and very Solo-esque moments that just made me go. And it's a lot of fun. It's a fun read. It's a quick read too. It took me about 2 days, because I was in and out. The dog. He's laying in his kennel right now, looking at me like, "You suck." You got 3 walks today. one very long one, two around the yard and up to the end of the cul-de-sac and back. He got fed. He's got multiple treats. He can just chillax. Okay, but he's very, very cute, and he's getting really, really big. And I'll feature him on here one of these days, so you guys can watch him screw around, and I'll be like, whatever, yelling at him, quit biting my ankle. We're doing that right now. Shepherds are herding dogs, and he is firmly convinced that my ankles are fun to nip. Anyway, so I've been on for about 20 minutes, and really, I just kind of want to talk a little bit. Oh, Tamara Morrison apparently really is playing Boba Fett, and for the people who wanted Boba Fett to be dead, there is some proof that George Lucas said he wasn't. And he wasn't in the EU, and he's not now, apparently. They're doing what George wanted. So this will be pretty interesting. And if you remember when Din Djarin killed that one assassin on Tatooine, and you saw the boots and you saw the spurs, that was probably Boba Fett. We all, I think, probably guessed it right. So anyway, I just wanted to say hi and, welcome y'all to the cantina, and glad y'all stopped by. A nice little crowd. 10 people's fine. And one of these days I'm going to try to figure this out so I can actually bring guests on, because then we'll have a lot more fun. Anyway, this is Steph, signing out. Love you all. See you around the galaxy.